Hi Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your July 16th to the 31st, 2021 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Sagittarius. July 16th to the 31st, 2021, Sagittarius. July 16th to the 31st, 2021, Sagittarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Sagittarius. July 16th to the 31st, 2021, Sagittarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. There we go. Sagittarius. July 16th to the 31st, 2021, Sagittarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Sagittarius. July 16th to the 31st, 2021, Sagittarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. All right. At the bottom is the energy that grounds us. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have the Knight of Wands, which is us. We're represented by fire sign energy. Well, we are fire sign energy represented by the Wands in the minor arcana, by Temperance in the major arcana. So we're walking away from something we once thought we would love, something that we were once very attached to. This could be something as great as a divorce or an end of a job or something to that effect. But the ending is, though painful, is good for us. It really is. And painful because endings usually are. We have the High Priestess, and we have the Knight of Cups. A veil is lifted from our eyes inwardly as we look at our inner selves. We're moving forward with a strength of emotion, which we might have been afraid to really embrace before. This is also water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. We can't have somebody who is a water sign energy. We're starting to see, or somebody who's highly sensitive, or we're starting to embrace a highly sensitive side of ourselves, because these are general readings. There can be a scope of things that have validity during this time. So there's almost a sense of, I see, but I see first with emotions and feelings and understandings. It's kind of like when you start to work with spirit enough and you can start to see a pattern within the wind. Like you can start to see things that once felt random and out of control, and now all of a sudden, because we're embracing the emotion of the world that we live in, we're starting to see things openly and honestly and powerfully for ourselves. It leads us then to the King of Cups, moving from a knight to a king, and then the High Priestess again. This veil again is lifted from our eyes, this time at our heart, and it was preluded right here. You know, we saw a hint of it right here, and now we have the King. It's like, this is my power, this is my strength, I rule my life. It brings us to the moon, which is Pisces energy. The Knight of Cups and the King of Cups can very well be talking about the Pisces energy in the public arena. But this is also talking about the fears that have held us back and the beauty within the darkness that we may not see ourselves. It leads us to the Page of Cups, which is not the Page of Cups, the Page of Swords, which is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Let's look at our chakra energy for this time, because emotionally we are astoundingly in tuned, which can make us feel more vulnerable than we would like to. Goodness. Sagittarius, July 16th to the 31st, 2021, Sagittarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Ooh, it's this card right here. This one. There we go. Okay. And here we have inspiration, the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is one of my favorite chakras because it is so complicated. The sacral chakra is where we hold our creative energy, where we hold our sexual energy. It's also where a lot of negativity from this life and past lives are held. So during this time, we're going to see a new dawn coming into play, a new way of looking at our world, at ourselves, maybe even feeling a bit more comfortable within our own skin, because we are looking at the hurts and the pains that we have acquired from this life, but that we have also acquired from past lives. And we're paying really close attention to who we are and what we want and why we're on this earth and what it is that we live for and why. And there's a sense of creative beauty to this. There's a sense of greater understanding to it. And there's a sense of feeling more sexually invigorated than we have felt in a while, or at least embracing our own sexuality and expression of self and love and desire. It doesn't mean that we have to go out and, have a partner or be all lovey-dovey if we don't want to. It can just be, I feel the erotic, sensual energy within me, and I get to live this erotic, beautiful, sensual life that opens up the doors, that moves me forward in a way that has me claiming my body and my space, and has me taking up space within this world without being apologetic. It doesn't have to be anything sexual. It can just be the erotic joy of living. And then we have the energy we need to be mindful of during this time. What is the energy that Sagittarius needs to be mindful of? July 16th to the 31st, 2021, Sagittarius. What is the energy that Sagittarius needs to be mindful of? July 16th to the 31st, 2021, Sagittarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. The Queen of Swords. Air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But it's also a sense of, I need to be mindful of people using mind games against me, of logic, which Sagittarius, we love logic. We love being able to puzzle things out. It doesn't have to be everybody's logic, but it has to be logical for us. We have to be able to sit there and say, okay, I see this. Not, okay, I'll trust you, but I have to see it for myself, feel it, understand it, move forward with this powerful comprehension. With the Queen of Swords being mindful of this, it's being mindful of somebody who plays words games, somebody who uses our words against us, somebody who sets up little traps that if you answer it one way, you'll sound like a jerk. And if you answer it the wrong way, the other way, you'll sound like a jerk also. So it's just being very mindful of this. We're also going to be very drawn to people during this time who have answers. Why? Because we're Sagittarius. I mean, that's what we are. We are drawn to seeking, to answers, to discovery, to diving deeper, to finding the balance and the reason and the harmony within life and existence. So here, with the Queen of Swords, we're opening up our minds to more. And we have to be very mindful of who we let in, of who we take as teachers, and who we say, you know what, no, I'm tired. I'm tired of the lies. I'm tired of the hurt. I'm tired of the pain. And it moves us to the Knight of Wands at our very root. We are a knight moving forward. We have the Ouroboros, which is, the serpent eating his own tail. That signifies us devouring ourselves. As we gain our wisdom, we devour ourselves. But also, life is simply the devouring of our time here on Earth, which can sound morbid. But there is a sense of a circle becoming because of it. A circle opening and closing, and us obtaining. And so here during this time, because some of the Ouroboroses are opened, and some of them look like they could almost be closed, but they're not quite. this is going to be a time where we can do things really rashly. And we're going to think, because we're almost there, we're almost to the point of wisdom so often, that if we just charge forward, we'll think, oh, okay, I'll get to that wisdom. I'll get to that wisdom, that beauty, that power, that ascension that I want. What we're going to need to do is step back just a little bit. Step back and say, okay, how am I charging forward? And what am I charging forward for? What is the passion that guides me and defines me? Why is it that I'm moving towards this goal, this love, this beauty, this truth? And what is it that I am fighting for? Because the knight is a defender. What is it that I am defending, and why? Do I feel happiness within my life, or do I feel like I'm almost there, or I have such a long road to go that it can feel almost exhausting? The Knight of Wands is opening up that beautiful comprehension to ourselves, and it's with the Eight of Cups. We're walking away from something we once thought we would love. Why? Because it's stagnated. It's stagnated, and it's not building us anymore. It's not bringing us closer to our dreams and our desires, our hopes and our wishes. It's almost as if we're trapped. And that isn't what we want or what we need, and that isn't where we want to be. And so with the Eight of Cups, we move ourselves forward very profoundly and very knowingly. And there can even be a sense of, I thought this world that everybody else loves, this way of being that I see broadcast on television, or, that all my friends have. I thought that was for me. But it isn't. I have to follow my path. I have to follow where it is that I stand and why it is that I stand there. And it's almost like, so what if I'm different and don't act like everybody else? What if I let myself be strongly and powerfully and unapologetically me? And that's what the High Priestess brings us. The High Priestess showing up twice is astounding. This is going to be a profound time. You can want to, Sagittarius, walk around like an ostrich with their head in the sand. I can't see it, so it's not real. And that can be a choice. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. The ability to see things clearly, ability to connect soul to soul and passion to passion with things and people, that's terrifying. It's overwhelming. It crowds our own personal space. It can make us feel like we're falling away from who we are and who we want to be. But what we have here with the Queen, with the High Priestess, the Queen of the spiritual realm, is that we are starting to see what once was hidden, or what is continuously hidden from those around us. We are starting to embrace a deeper knowledge, a deeper passion, a deeper purpose, a sense of, this is who I am. As the veil is lifted from our eyes, we see where we want to be, what we want to discover, and how we want to move forward. And we do so with honor and respect for ourselves. In one of the early decks of the tarot, the High Priestess was called the female Pope. Now, whether you believe in the story of Pope Joan or not, it does not matter. But the female Pope was something that existed, that shouldn't have been. The High Priestess is when we claim a voice, we claim a power that shouldn't be, but that is so profoundly a part of us. And I think it's almost the part that humanity misses, the part that invigorates and opens up our eyes. Again, as the veil is lifted and we are cocooned, wrapped, held back by these veils, we start to see things in a way that calls us forward, in a way that pushes our barriers. And it brings us to the King of Cups, to the Knight of Cups. The King of Cups comes next. The Knight of Cups is this movement, is this, sense of, I hold something sacred. And have you ever tried holding a cup of liquid while on the back of a horse? It's quite challenging, to say the least. So here with the King of Cups, with the Knight of Cups, there is a sense of, I'm moving towards this kingdom, and it's going to be so important, but I guard and I hold sacred what is so fragile, or what can so easily be lost. And it's that sense of self, because have you ever noticed, we as human beings, we're like roller coaster rides. Some days we're riding high, everything's great, everything's beautiful, we know who we are, and it can almost feel like within minutes we can lose that. Within one nasty look, within one, hurtful statement, we can lose who we are. And so the Knight of Cups says, have your armor on, because we are called to be knights during this time. We are called to be defenders of what we love and who we are and where it is that we want to be. And as we have this armor on, defend what is sacred, defend what is beautiful, defend, what it is that brings joy and love and brilliance into your life. And as you do so, embrace your power. embrace and cherish that which nourishes. And it brings us to the King of Cups. The King of Cups says, I'm king of only myself. I rule me and nobody else. And that is profound, because so often our life is spent, thinking of how can we get this person to do this, or how can we, fix this other person's problem, where the only person we can fix, the only person we have any control over, is ourselves. And the King of Cups says, I rule me. Period. End of discussion. With love, with dignity, with respect, with honor, with truth, with patience, with passion. And as I rule me, I see where my heart longs to be. And it brings us again to the High Priestess. And the High Priestess, when it comes to the heart, this is a time, Sagittarius, where to be aligned with your heart is to be in power of the self. To sit there and to say, this is what I need. And we're going to find that there's some entanglement with a water sign energy, with somebody who's very emotionally available. Or it can be they're emotionally available, but they can also be emotionally a lot. So you might think like, oh my gosh, this person, they're so sensitive. I don't know exactly where they stand on things. I can't read them easily. And that's because they've learned to hold that back, to say, no, you don't get this part of me. Because they can be one of the most sensitive people that you will ever meet. And the way that their heart connects is a profound way. And we can be working with that during this time, where we can also find ourselves becoming this person, becoming or being, learning how to accept that I am a highly sensitive, highly emotional person who needs to move forward with the heart at my center. And as I move forward with the heart at my center, I start to see the world as I once perceived it, starting to fall away. And as it falls away, it has me facing my fears. It has me facing what it is that I didn't want with the moon. But it also has me seeing beauty from the shadows, beauty that was once so easily overlooked. And there's a fear, but there's a power to it too. There's a questioning, but there's also a profound realization. And there's a sense of, I'm moving forward towards this. And this is a time where fear can be everything. And fear usually is everything. The thing that keeps us from our dreams, the thing that keeps us in the safe relationship, the thing that keeps us in the safe job, the thing that makes us doubt, will I ever have the life that I want, or, have the dreams that I desire to come forward. And the moon looks at us and says, I see you. I see you in the quiet. But I also bring the quiet. I bring the understanding of soul and self. And that's something that is profound and hard to swallow at times. And so in the public arena, as we move forward in our grace, in our wisdom, in our joy, we face a lot of fear, and we're facing the shadows. We're facing the things that hide underneath the rocks, the things that we rather not see. And it brings us to being a Page of Swords. It brings us to this place where we become the student of our mind, the student of the power of our words and our tongue, the students of where I stand and why. This can also be a childlike energy, or a young soul that is an air sign energy, or somebody who's astoundingly logical, okay, who has this love of words and comprehension. I don't mean logical. When Spirit says logical, they don't mean, A equals, A goes into B. How do I explain it? They don't mean it like somebody who has a lot of degrees, or who is very book smart. What they mean it as somebody who sees the story of humanity and understands that the story is what's important. And this is going to be a time where we start to see the power of the story, the wisdom of the story, the beauty within the story. It's kind of like looking at a picture and coming to the realization that it's not just a pretty picture. It didn't just make a picture, but it's a moment in time that will never be recaptured again. There's beauty and there's brilliance here. And there's a sense of, why is it that we end with a weapon? And we're being told to mind the weapon. Mind the weapon that comes. And with the sword, it's because we're ending here knowing that we are armed, knowing that we have this nobility, that we have this intensity, that we have these 10,000 hours put in to open up our eyes and to move us forward. And this brings us to a place where we start to see our own grace, where we start to see our own power and comprehension and insights and ideas. And it brings us to our subconscious chakra message. Because here we're on the precipice of something. And it terrifies us. There is a part here that will fight this awakening, will fight the way that we need to want to move forward, because it is going to be so different than the path that we thought we would be walking. And our subconscious chakra message is Mother Earth. This is the Earth Star Chakra. And so often I hear people say, they're an Earth Mother. They're just such a great Earth Mother. I can never be like that. I have people tell me this all the time. And I think to myself, and I say it, is that an Earth Mother, we see this as a endlessly nurturing person. But we have to remember the Earth is storms and tidal waves and rain that comes down in sheets and, and hurricanes and blizzards. The Earth isn't always endless giving. There's a power and a force and a beauty to her too that is terrifying. And here, when we embrace the Earth Star Chakra, the energy that lies 6 inches below our feet, we embrace the sacrificing with the terrifying, with the overwhelming, and realize that there are parts of us that need to be called forward, that need us to be blessed in this fierceness. And it moves us then to the subconscious energy we are to be mindful of. And that's the Princess of Pentacles. This is Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This can be where the Virgo, this is where the Virgo came in before. And it's saying here, be very mindful of looking at things only as how they can be quantified and what they are worth. And being drawn to people who look at things in that quantifying way. What is it worth? What is the prosperity? What is the money? What is the value? And that is all well and good. But in the end, there's a greater value that's coming here. There's a greater movement forward that is beautiful but cannot be weighed. And so we have to be mindful of the person who is trying to put a dollar value on everything and who is pulling us into that world. Our subconscious rooted energy is the Lovers, Gemini energy. This is a sense of understanding that there are more than 2 ways of seeing anything. That there is love and beauty and hope and dreams coming true. That there's a sense of, I'm falling in love. I'm falling in love with the blessings that move me. I'm falling in love with the world that is around me. I'm falling in love. And as that love comes forward, I step forward within it. This is a sense of the beauty re-entering into our world. And us being able to see it as the lovers, as the experiencer, as the blessed during this time. Our subconscious inner energy is the Page of Swords. Again, and this is echoing the energy of the Page of Swords in the public arena, we have the sense of learning, discovering, cutting through doubts and fears, but we also have this youthful energy of pushing boundaries, of seeing what it is that I want and I need, and where it is that I want to be, and what it is that my mind calls me forward towards. It brings us then to the subconscious heart energy, and that's the Ace of Cups. And this is a gift that we are absolutely taking. Absolutely taking. We have the King of Cups right here, holding it in his hands. Whenever I have the Ace, and then the Court card from the same deck of that suit here, that means that we take this gift and we run with it. Our hearts are going to be cleansed. This is a time where we're going to find that we're releasing so much hurt, pain, disappointment that held us back. So many moments that our heart takes note of that were either really good or maybe not so good. And now we're starting to move forward in the blessing of our heart and of our soul and of ourselves. And we're going to start to see ourselves shedding emotional baggage, weight, the I can'ts, the disappointments, and stepping into the I can'ts and the blessings. It moves us then to the subconscious public arena energy, and that is the High Priestess. I've never seen it before. You have had the High Priestess come up in 3 of the 4 decks that have been used here. This is again the veil being lifted. This is a new comprehension. This is almost as if it feels like I was blind, but now I can see. Like I can see now clearly what I want and what I need and what is a part of me. And these can be glimpses, these can be flashes of moments of insight and depth and truth and beauty. But they are powerful and they are unstoppable. And this is where we're being led to at this time. The sense of, I see my path through the forest. I see my path guiding me forward. I see what once I was blind to, and now I hold it clearly to my heart and profoundly to me. It nourishes and it guides. All right. Okay. All right, Sagittarius. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the knowledge, the blessings, the spiritual power that is coming our way. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Sagittarius.